There are over 11,000 American national standards, which is a relatively small number given the population of standards that are used either in the U.S. private sector or in government. Having said that, ANSI is an accreditor of standards developing organizations. So standards developers come to ANSI to be audited, to demonstrate that they implement the procedures of openness, balance, consensus, and due process. And then for a particular standards activity, a particular standard or proposed standard, an accredited standards development organization voluntarily submits that proposed standard, the topic for the proposed standard, to ANSI with a statement of the scope of the activity. And that is the first step to submitting it to the American National Standards process. So ANSI administers the process. ANSI does not get into the technical content of the document at all, but to develop an American National Standard, you first must be an accredited standards developing organization by ANSI. You must voluntarily submit the topic for consideration as an American National Standard. That notice is put out in ANSI Standards Action, which is a publication of ANSI, so that it's available for any interested stakeholders to comment on. And then the owning standards development organization begins the process. So they run the consensus process. They go through all the steps to develop a draft standard, a final draft, final consensus document. When they reach the final stage, following all the principles that they've been audited to, that document is then also put out again for public review through ANSI Standards Action, and anyone can comment on the document, not just the members of the Standards Committee. So the Standards Developing Organization takes into account not only the comments from the consensus body members, but also any public comments that come in, reaches consensus on those comments, and then that standard, that final standard, is submitted to the ANSI Board of Standards Review. The Board of Standards Review simply verifies that the SDO followed its process. Again, doesn't opine on the technical content of the document, simply that all the gates or the steps in the process were met. When that is completed, the standard is designated as an American National Standard. What that means is not only the SDO has followed the process and it's gone through public review, but that the SDO has agreed to oversight by ANSI, regular maintenance, and updates.